Hi, welcome back to My Cup of TV with Jenny,
JD,
Erin,
and Kat.
So here for episode 2, season 2, episode 2.
Ooh, maybe slightly less dramatic.
It's called Brave New World.
So no less dramatic than the last.
We don't want less dramatic, we like the drama.
We do.
It's one thing I love about this show. I say one thing, so many things. Is that I never feel like there's filler episodes. There's always a point to what's going on.
It's a compliment to the writing.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. So we discussed the last one in the last one, so we'll get straight into this one.
Yes.
Yeah. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe. In the comments, by the time you're watching this, we will be well into season 2, possibly even have finished season 2. Who is your favourite new addition, character-wise, in season 2? I can't say mine yet.
Yeah, limit it just to season 2. Answer, comment as we go along our timeline so that there's no spoilers for future seasons, but yeah.
Although I'm already now like, but I also really love that one. And that one.
Well, you have time.
Am I basing it on a character or their hotness?
Those are two different factors,
What is that smell? Back to bed.
Yeah, Alicia's in the hospital, blood bank.
Let's hope it's that option.
Yeah, all loads of sick people that can't escape.
Oh, okay, a blood bag. Okay. Oh my god, what the hell is Matt gonna think? He's gonna have to be brought in. Oh god.
That must be so weird to want it that much, but not.
She looked reasonably freaked out, right? Very, very convincing.
Oh, I don't know, it's making me feel really sick. Oh, I can't. You know what, it's making me feel so ill. And because there's no rain, she won't be able to go out in the day. Oh my god, so many problems. Ah.
It's like I go blind with rage. Is there a pattern? Like, once a month, only at night? Yes! All I know is I lose myself. It's because you're sitting in the dark. What the hell?
Close it, please.
What's wrong with you?
Close it.
Oh. See, right now, she doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't have anyone to talk to about it. Whereas...
No, it's not like she can pick up the phone and be like,
Yeah.
hey.
No, but she doesn't even know vampires exist. Do you know what I mean? Whereas...
she just knows something's
when
going on.
Vicky turned, they were there to help
Yeah.
her with it. Yeah.
Are you worried that one day all the forest animals are going to band together and fight back? Surely they talk. She's happy that's a blood.
I think you'd work out kind of what you were by then.
Oh!
You can't tell anyone. Because I'm starving.
Oh.
I feel really bad for her. Like, she's going through all of this, not knowing what the hell's happening to her.
And I thought she was going to avoid actually having to kill someone.
But she's been so bubblegum this entire time. What if she's like a real bad bitch and she's a vampire?
It's a moonstone. It's about the size of a hockey puck. Old, ugly.
Oh, moonstone.
That's my mom, I guess.
Oh, so she didn't drain her completely.
That's good.
I'm so sorry about that. Okay, now what's the story?
My husband likes to get kinky.
Yes, good.
Can we go back to the arm shot?
Who wants to go next? Yeah, Stefan wants to go. Yeah, sure.
See, this will be really interesting.
Yeah, Steph. My brother over there thinks I can beat you.
Look, the surprise on his face.
They're not vampires. What the hell are they? Ooh, maybe they're Ninja Turtles. Oh no, zombies, werewolves. No comedic timing at all.
I have a message from Catherine.
Oh, shit.
She said game on.
Wait.
Oh.
I need you to come with me.
Whatever it is, I'm not interested.
Yeah, I need you to come with me right now, Elena.
there's still enough kind of trust that she's okay.
Oh!
I love the pounce.
I feel pretty good.
Yeah, because earlier you were a
I'm
little...
all better. Better.
I think they're doing a great job. Well, she's doing a great job of being like.
Yeah.
There's a strength about her that she's portraying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Caroline, of all people, will not make it as a vampire. Miller's a vampire hunter. Guys, come on. We all know how the story ends. We'll just flip to the last chapter and...
It's not an option, Damon.
I mean, he's not completely wrong, I don't
No.
think.
Your silence is deafening, Stephanie.
I need to give her a chance at
Look at
least.
that town where history repeats
But
itself.
again, I think Damon's coming up from a perspective of if it wasn't your friend.
Yep.
Yeah, but it is.
We're not going to kill her.
The fact is,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, Elena's point of view, I think it's fine. She probably would be like, no, we have to help them anyway. But I think Stefan knows that if it was someone else, they may not take the risk.
oh no.
She does seem to be trying to restrain herself though.
She wants
Yeah.
to
She's
enjoy
not
the
going
good bits.
like feral.
Is everything...
Oh no, hold yourself back.
What was that move you pulled? Brazilian martial arts. I took some classes a while back. Don't lie to me. I'm lying. I saw your eyes. They glowed. Reflection of a car headlight, maybe, that's all.
These
You
are
really
lame
expect me to believe
excuses.
this? Tyler, hey, you want to know what you saw? You saw me get pissed off that I had to pull your delinquent ass out of a fight.
For once, it actually wasn't his fault.
I know. Oh, I can't tell whether that is actually going to happen or not. Like, big props to Elena.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, it's on you.
He's not wrong. So now Bonnie's view of vampires going to change. It's not like Caroline asked for this.
I think let's just get this blood cleaned off. Come on.
Part of me thinks that he's going to do it.
Sucks to be you, buddy.
I told you what would happen if anyone else got hurt.
Bonnie, it wasn't his fault.
Everything that happens is his fault, Elena.
Bonnie, stop it. Bonnie, stop it.
Oh, she's gone dark. Is no one else noticing the fire?
Bonnie! Why did you stop me? Because this isn't us.
But like Elena pointed out, he had nothing to do with this.
This
Well-
is why I don't like her.
But
She blames him for everything and it's not all his fault.
none of this would have happened though. She's right in her thinking if he hadn't have gotten into that tomb. What's it going to be?
Go down to the big brother thing very well. Sorry, how many milk and cookies stuff you?
Dick.
My father hated vampires too.
You did?
Only was 1864. People knew how to whittle. Did you do this?
Yeah, I tried. It's a little harder than it likes. It means that you almost died, and it really freaked me out.
Oh.
And it got me thinking, you know, because I'm pretty sure that I'm in love with you. And now it seems like you don't feel the same way.
Oh my god, I feel so sorry for Matt.
Stephanie,
Oh.
there, we're gonna get caught.
I came back to this town to start a life with you. We can't forget to live it.
Okay, I'm really buying into that. That's very cute.
It's not gonna get any easier, is it?
No. It's not.
It's a bit calmer than the opening episode of the season.
God. Wouldn't have coped otherwise.
So, Caroline is vampire.
And she's doing so well.
Bless her.
Yeah.
She didn't have anyone there to tell her. In that, you know what I mean, in that
In the
hospital room. That must have been so freaky.
But actually, when you think about it, it does make sense. When your personality is heightened, she is an organised control freak. So I think
It's like Cat was a vampire. Spreadsheets everywhere.
But you know what I mean? So actually, for her to be able to get control of herself,
Compartmentalised. Yeah.
And it's not like they don't live in a world where no one's ever heard of vampires before, so it'd be like us if, you know, suddenly you were, you know, drank a thing of blood and then were hissing in the sunlight.
yeah,
You might start to be like,
yeah.
I think something.
You'd have a label for it and some ideas, even though your part of you's going, no, can't be true. But
Be interesting to see what happens next because she can't go out in the daytime
Shouldn't have a ring.
and she's supposed to be going to school and stuff.
yeah,
But is Bonnie going to have to come to terms that
Ooh, make her a
not
ring or
all
something.
vampires maybe are
I do not like Bonnie at all.
She's
evil.
not in a good place right now.
And it's not, and specifically in this instance, like, Caroline is someone that she loves,
yeah,
and Caroline is a victim, and it's it must be a very different switch for Bonnie to have to think about a vampire being a victim,
yeah.
because in pretty much all of the cases we've seen, that's what they started off as.
Yeah.
So,
She knows
but then
this has been
everything
done to her.
Yeah, but then everything else they do in between that muddies it. But for Caroline, this is fresh out, and
Yeah.
She's really innocent as well. She seems to be trying to not harm anyone. Love the fact that her excuses, her compulsion was like the husband gets a bit kinky. Sorry about your neck, I gotta go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even that first person, she had enough,
Control.
to not kill
Yeah.
them. She obviously lost control of that for the second one,
I think it would have been unrealistic
but she
for
felt
her
bad
to
about it.
have control from the get-go, and you know, at some point she needed to.
Yeah, but I like the fact that she's still got that conscience. Do you know what I mean,
Yeah.
Vicky? And it's interesting that obviously, like you're saying, that's reflective of enhancement of their personality when they were the human. With Vicky, we know that she had substance abuse and impulsion issues, so it made sense that she didn't give a shit when she turned. But Caroline seemed like she was a very moral person, even what she thought was right or whatever. But yeah, so it makes
Not
sense
even
that
necessarily morals. It could
would
also
follow
be
over.
she is someone who can't cope not being in control.
yeah.
So there's also that fear of losing control because I need to be in control.
But I think she always wanted to be a good person. The thing that we found really funny was that although she wanted to be a good person, she always sometimes would say shit and we'd be like, oh, that's not nice. And she knew she did that. She had to learn. But I think she did want to be a good person. She never intended to come across as horrible.
No, she was never malicious, bitchy.
Exactly, it was actually a bit ditzy.
Comments she'd make.
So I think she wanted to be a good
I do
person.
also think, like, so obviously Stefan is there and he was turned into a vampire and blah blah blah, and now he's fine. And they're like, well, it won't end well for her. Well, it ended alright. Like, you're alright. So
Yeah,
what
they
do you
seem
do?
to write everyone off
Like,
really
you're just writing
quickly.
people off quite early on in the process. And
So I was like, don't write her off. Give her a chance at least. Like I say, Vicky, that was part of her personality. She didn't have very good impulse control, but maybe Caroline does.
But should
Give her a chance at least.
But they don't know Caroline that well. So they could be looking at her personality and seeing it going a different way, which I suppose it could. You know.
And also, yeah, you might say, oh, you know, like, Stefan's alright now. This is 150 years later, and we don't know how many people he may have killed
And plus,
in the process.
Stefan's not all
That's
right
true,
because
yeah.
Stefan can't have human blood without going
That is
off the
true.
deep
But at
end.
the same time, it's also still a little bit, I'm not say hypocritical or sort of holier than thou. Of that, okay, so you two get to live and make your fuck ups, but you won't allow anyone else afford anyone else that that courtesy.
When she's someone close to Elena, and she's a threat to Elena.
And when your fuck ups can
But
be
we don't know
someone
that.
dying,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, but how come they haven't got rid of Damon then? That's what I'm saying. They've allowed Damon chance after chance after chance,
but he hasn't.
and yet they won't
he
afford
hasn't
Caroline that same
killed another
chance.
human since he's been there though, because he has under control that he can.
From feeding, he did kill Jeremy. Last episode.
That's even worse.
And he killed John when John turned up.
And he put that poor dude into a fight with Tyler. I'd be like, yeah.
True, but
In fairness, that was an experiment. Science.
But Caroline, in and of herself, she is now the new experiment. Like, just give her a chance at least, like, before you write her off. That's what I'm saying.
But
They should afford other people that
Do
same
you know
courtesy.
what it will also do though? It puts all of them and their secret at risk.
Yeah. I think that's the way they view it, as she's a risk
Yeah,
on
that-
our
yeah,
secret.
that's true.
And the fact is, if anyone is a threat to Elena, then
But
Which
just
she
to play devil's
technically is.
advocate,
And the council.
what are you
Yeah.
going to do? You're going to kill everyone that Catherine turns around. What if Catherine goes, oh, okay, that's their weakness. I'm going to turn everyone into vampires, everyone they care about, and then they'll have to kill all of them. Or if Caroline is strong enough to be a vampire who's on their side, they have one more strong person on their side against Catherine. I think having more good vampires on your side up against one bad vampire of Catherine is good. So give Caroline the chance. She might be on your side.
I agree that they should, but I'm saying from their point of view, there is the risk there. And another thing is a responsibility now that Stefan has to keep an eye on her, help her. I said threat to Elena. And again, like I said, they don't know Caroline well. So if you're looking at personality traits, you don't know which one's going to be the most dominant. We also know she's neurotic and insecure, and so who knows? Could she go around turning loads of people looking for love because she's so insecure she needs someone who's going to love her forever? You know, it's,
but at least give her a couple of days.
The fact that she's a control freak may mean that she gets it under control quicker because she's like, you saw her there, like she's only been a vampire 12 hours a day, and she's already like.
But that's what I mean. They wouldn't know that if they'd all agreed and Damon had killed her straight away. So at least give her a chance. Do you know what I mean? With Vicky, fair do. She brought that on herself.
I will also say,
give Caroline a chance, man.
They clearly do have some trust in her because they've left her at home alone with a human mum.
Yeah.
Who has Vervain though? Who is dosing with Vervain?
Yeah.
I'm probably wearing it.
Despite all of the, if we take all of the, she could kill people, whatever stuff out of the equation, there are also the very practical elements of she's not going to age, she's not going to be able to go out in the sunlight.
Yeah.
What's it going to do to her Matt and to her mum and the council? So even if she gets it under control, there are still so many other factors that they're going to have to address, and really the only way that those other people don't find out is if she leaves or dies or they tell people.
But luckily Damon's now in charge of the council, so
climbing up that fucking corporate ladder. He was like, I would be honoured.
But it's interesting that with everything he's going through with Catherine, that he's still doing the council stuff. But like we discussed in the last episode, if that's now he's like, these people want me and they trust me and I have value here.
And a position.
He feels important. He's getting seen.
He'd say he's there for, you're better off knowing what your enemies are up to.
Research,
But he clearly likes having that. I love the fact when Stefan's just like, we don't know what Damon's up to, and he's just having tea with the mayor's wife.
You don't know.
And so when he's listening in with to Tyler and the uncle, is it Tyler and
Mason?
Mason.
I look at Erin.
What's that moonstone do? What's their moonstone do? Why is they want their moonstone?
I don't don't know. I wonder if it triggers something. But also interesting that Damon and Stefan do not believe werewolves exist.
Yeah. I thought it should be funny.
I believe.
Or maybe you're all wrong and they are Ninja Turtles.
So, no, they're 100% werewolves. We called it. We're amazing. Were you surprised at how early on we decided about it? Because I think we can say that he's definitely a werewolf now. Or are you going to still try and
I'm surprised at how early you came up with that. But watching it back, there is a scene and you're a bit like, I kind of feel like you didn't need to do that scene. It made it too obvious in season 1.
Okay.
When Tyler's lost his temper and someone says, what's wrong with you? And he says, I don't know. It's outside the school.
And he looks up to the moon.
And he's standing, and all the shot is him, the dark sky, and a full moon.
That was like
and it
Is
lingers.
that the episode that you guys were like...
Yeah.
We were like, and I felt like, I think it was unnecessary that early for that.
Yeah.
But
I suspected because, again, he's a teenager, his aggression problems, and he's at that puberty level, and there's all this weird shit going on in this town, so I was like,
I reckon that stone's got something to do with it, and also interesting that Tyler knew where it was.
No, so what I think is that the stone suppresses it, which is what his dad had and was using it, and the uncle has had to find different ways and now wants to get that so he doesn't have to worry about it.
I think it just shows that Tyler's not stupid and doesn't have blind loyalty. Because he's basically thought, I'm going to keep quiet, and then when the uncle is not giving him answers, he's a bit like, all right, this is the game you want to play.
I've got leverage.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, I take issue with Bonnie in this one.
I do not like Bonnie in this one.
Yeah, she's
just
got a
because
bit
somebody did something wrong to you doesn't mean you can set them on fire. It makes you know better than you think. Especially that's you thinking you're better than
like
them.
we said, in that situation, yes, he should have been a bit more sensitive to the fact this man is dead. But I think he was also making his point with Elena there of, I said we should put her down.
Yeah.
So these things wouldn't happen, and they have, and that's on you because this is what you wanted.
I said this, and if we dealt with it how I said, this person
which doesn't mean he's right.
I don't think that either of those answers would have helped Bonnie, and I'm not saying I agree with her. I think she's very, very angry, and that's not the best decision-making place. But especially someone who has like mythical powers. But Damon or Elena having to have that conversation about someone she cares about. The fact that they have to have that problem of like, Caroline, should she live or should she die? Bonnie's probably just like, fuck this is one more person that I care about that should not be having to go through this, and yet now we're talking about her like she's a piece of fucking meat. Do you know what I mean? So there's, no matter what they said, although the contents of the conversation needed to be had, I think Bonnie was just...
I think she's just, like, for me, I think she's very self-righteous, and she thinks that she made herself judge, jury and executioner. She was gonna...
She's getting very hard to
so
just
she was the only one that was in the right.
That's the issue that I have with her
here.
Is
you
that,
can't do that. Like, just because...
And as I said in the last episode, you're quite happy to use the benefit of vampire blood to save someone you love.
Or you could have argued. You could have said, Bonnie said do it, so it's her fault. That Caroline is the vampire in the first place.
But also, I don't think you can, like... Clearly, she is also not making the best decisions, but I don't think you can blame Damon. Catherine wasn't in the tomb to start with. So actually, we don't know if she would have come back. She may have come back and done all this anyway. The vampires in the tomb could have just been like a distraction.
So that's what I mean. You don't know that. But I think if I was Bonnie, I would feel like, from her perspective, my problem started when I did this to help you, and now look at the fallout. And I think there will be an element of guilt, and that these actions, her doing that spell and opening the tomb, have caused all of this stuff. But she's gonna blame Damon for it, and I don't think that she's kind of so wrong in that respect. But I do think that she does, but think that she is better than now, and I actually think she thinks she's better than Elena.
I do wonder as well whether there's her trying to avoid some of her own guilt.
Yeah.
Because her Grams agreed to do the spell for the tomb. Damon went in. Damon wasn't supposed to come out on Grams' plan. It was only because he took Elena in there, and then Stefan went in, that Bonnie insisted they drop it to get them out. Bonnie insisted.
Yeah.
And so I wonder whether some of that is her guilt. And I'm not saying Damon's completely innocent in this. He's not.
No.
But I think she's picking and choosing when it's an issue and when it's not, and that's my problem.
Yeah. But then again, very relatable reaction, because you're guilty. You've then lost your loved one that was going to guide you through this scary time because of your actions, and then you've put that hate and that grief and that anger and guilt onto someone else, and now all of everything that happens is their problem now.
Yeah. Considering what happened with the vampire device, Damon has not come after you.
Yeah.
And you can't say it's because you're all powerful now, because you're not. Yes, you can do that to his mind, but he could come up behind you and snap your neck before you've had a chance to know he's even in the room.
And if there's more than one of him, not more than one of him, like there's more than one vampire, like.
It's interesting.
Do you think that Stefan is going to stand behind her?
I mean, he has chosen not to go after you. When Damon from earlier in the season would, no question, said, "You're a threat to me."
He offered her a truce at the hospital.
Yeah.
And she was like, "No, because I'm better than you."
It's interesting that she is at a point now where she's sort of blind on her emotion, that she's effectively judging all vampires the same, rather than taking into account they do have personalities
and the circumstances.
And the circumstances. Whereas actually you wouldn't want anyone to do that the same to you, because historically, look at the Salem witch trials, it didn't matter about who you were, it was you're a witch, so therefore we're going to kill you. So people have done that to her ancestors, so she should, in a way, surely shouldn't you try to be better than that and not judge every vampire and say, no, that's it, all vampires are bad.
I'd be more okay with her if she even had said, when Damon said about a truce, being like, a truce as in I'm not going to come after you, you don't come after me, but we're not friends, and we're not, I'm not in this with you. I'll be like, okay, that's fair enough.
Or I'm not ready for that.
Do you know what I mean? You're just making an agreement on we're not against each other, but we're not together either. That would be fair enough. Another thing I like in this is we're seeing a little bit of brotherly bonding between Damon and Jeremy.
Yeah.
I don't think Elena will be happy about this little thing we're seeing. But from the way I view it is, Jeremy got a bit cocky with Damon about his ring. Damon basically pulled him up on it. And I think Jeremy has a certain respect for the fact of he's not treating me like a child.
Yeah.
I think that's what that is.
And they had a bit of that before, didn't they?
Yeah.
I also think Damon likes the fact that Jeremy's ballsy enough to go there, face him and be like, no, you're a dick.
And
do you know what I mean? Say it to his face, kind of thing.
And to have openly said, don't drink that, I poisoned him. I brought this here to kill you.
And I like that, because Jeremy was like, oh, what good would that do? I'll just be just like my dad, just like the rest of that council.
And they had that bonding moment of, my dad was the same.
Jeremy needs, I think he wants someone that he can talk frankly and open to, and I don't necessarily think he'd get that with Stefan, because Stefan's always going to be Elena's guy.
Yeah.
Whereas, for whatever,
he may already be picking up on the fact that whatever I say to you, if you think you should, you're going to tell Elena.
Yeah.
Whereas Damon,
won't. Yeah.
He's already got that from Damon. That Damon's. There's so much to come. So that was our reaction to season 2, episode 2, Brave New World. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.